Hello? Welcome, everyone. Welcome to the second event in our three-part actual play series. We're a crew made up of our friends at Abraxas, Precipice, and Fresh Out of the Box, two fantastic groups with their own streams for the Expanse role-playing game. We'll get to introductions, but first, today's explorations are taking place in a system created by us with a colony built and managed by the cast using the Expanse role-playing game sourcebook Beyond the Ring. This entire mini story, three-part story, is going to take place on a colony and focus entirely around the colony, with the characters all being a part of that colony. You can pre-order the hardback for Beyond the Ring right now, and for a limited time, you'll get the PDF for just $5. Now, let's introduce our team.
Hello, I'm Scott. I'm part of Abraxas Precipice. I'll be playing Neville Black tonight and next week too.
It's me, Casualty CDG. I'm the co-host of Fresh Out the Box. I'm a retired child crimes and human trafficking detective turned tabletop titan and improv comedian. But tonight I'll be reprising my role as Loki, a hacker that came beyond the belt for some reason.
Hello, my name is Maria Moore, also known as Happy Capster. I am part of Abraxas Precipice, as well as a variety streamer on Twitch. I tonight am playing Rylan Pax. He is a human personnel kind of a person. Just making sure everybody, for the most part, gets off this, or at least stays on this rock in one piece.
All right, I'm John Maltina. I'm the game master of Abraxas Precipice. You can find me anywhere on Only Play Wizards. I'm a professor of writing at the University of California, Merced, where I teach a class on tabletop role-playing games, and I'm also an academic librarian in my part-time, spare time, whatever the hell it is. I'm not sure what it is. So.
Hey there, I'm the other half of Fresh Out the Box, Johananon. I am the board game guru and game master extraordinaire at RockFact on Twitter. I will be playing Darius Amadi, the Persian from Ganymede, and I am an engineer here on our little colony world.
Awesome. Well, thank you, everyone. I'm Ian Lemke. I'll be the GM tonight, and I'm also the developer for the Expanse role-playing game for Green Ronin. So let's jump into this. So just to recap a little bit, all of you, basically this is a new colony that's being established on a world, one of the worlds beyond the Rain Gates. It's the Minerva system, so named by the Belters who initially established the colony. This takes place a few years after the Free Navy conflict, so things have settled down. Trade unions sort of starting up, so things are getting going. The Belters have a lot more say in how things are going. Our little group here has moved in to be a part of this colony. They have their own little project going to try to do some things, which I'll let them explain. The planet itself, the system is a binary system, and I was challenged last time to determine how that affects the day-night cycle. So after doing a fair amount of reading, I've determined that this planet, Minerva 2, circles Minerva A, which is one of the suns in the system. However, because of the distance between this planet and the other sun, it doesn't actually affect the day-night cycle very much, even though the suns orbit each other. Because if you consider what the sun looks like, our sun looks like from, say, Pluto or somewhere out that way, it's the brightest star in the sky. It's a little bit brighter, but not that much so. So I'm going to go with, as we said before, that the night times are still a little brighter. There are 3 moons around the planet, so that's, you're probably going to have a full moon at any given time. So, nights tend to be more like twilight, but we'll stick with that. So that's my answer. How does it affect you? A little bit, but very little, really. There's a really bright star in the sky, basically, which is your other sun. John, why don't you tell us a little bit about Yakiv and the colony, since it was sort of your brainchild?
You bet. All right. So, are you looking for a great investment opportunity? Because I found one beyond the stars. Enigma Soilworks LLC is a startup founded by myself, and I partnered with several other individuals, experts in their field. Go out to Minerva, where we are going to engage in chiral inversion on a mass scale. That is taking this unfarmable soil, and instead of having to bring in substrate from Earth or Mars or wherever the hell in the solar system, we're going to make it. So everyone's planet can be farmable, they can be usable, you're self-sustaining, everything. With an initial investment of a sizable sum, I'm not sure the income score you need for that is, but you can get on the ground floor of this and help turn this swamp into a fertile ground upon. We're simply, the theory's there, the work's there, we're just looking to scale.
All right. All of you didn't actually introduce your characters, did you? Or did you?
Not all of us did. I forgot to.
No, we did. Whoever didn't, go ahead and tell us a little bit about your character. John, go ahead.
Okay. I'm Yuki Patinko. I'm a biochemist from Earth, and I have gone here to find my place amongst the stars in my startup company. I'm trying to get away from my family's legacy of being basically rich Earthers. And I have this dream of making this thing work and scaling up the capacity to turn soil that's not going to grow anything or work with what we like to eat into stuff that works with what we eat.
All right.
I'm the head of R&D.
I'm just going to go ahead and give everybody a chance to give a little additional information. Darius, why don't you go next? John.
Yeah. I am from Ganymede. I worked on their farming equipment and their vertical farms and all that kind of stuff. So I was an obvious choice for this mission here. And since I've been here, I have wrangled up a small crew of under engineers from amongst the Belters, my fellow Belters.
All right. Neville Black.
I am the head of security. I was hired by Mr. Yakiv to protect him and everybody that needs protecting, I guess. I'll do an okay job.
All right. Loki.
Loki, at first glance, he looks like a belter. He's a tall, skinny guy, and he's got black hair and black eyes. He's covered in tattoos all over his body. Some of them are from the Martian military, and some of them are OPA. So, yeah, he's a strange mix. He always is wearing, like, bright-colored track pants. I think in this little campaign, they'll be blue with white stripes, and a white T-shirt, like, cut-off sleeves. You can see his 2 gold chains. He's got gold teeth, and he is maybe the best hacker alive. At least he'd have you believe that.
Fair enough. And Rylan Pax is sort of the administrator here.
Yeah, Rylan is he's from Mars, born and raised. Definitely didn't do much military, but was very much keen on the administrative side of things. Had a knack for it. People liked him, and so he decided to make it his job to make people like him. He's a little bit on the taller side, maybe about 6 feet. Has kind of tanner skin, fairly like shoulder length, kind of wavy black hair that he keeps pulled up most of the time. Dresses rather sharply, even for being on a planet in the outer reaches of a strange space. Tries to keep looking professional, even though it might not be necessarily applicable. Always tries to keep a little bit of a smile, or at least a cheery disposition, even when people are missing.
Yep.
Not unaccounted for.
Unaccounted for. So that brings us to where we stand in this whole thing. If you want to know more about the colony creation, you have to go back and watch a couple of our previous episodes. But basically there are a few stats: economy, force, infrastructure, media, and science. Their economy is 1. Stats work. The attributes work pretty much straight, right, just like regular age characters or regular Expanse characters. So it'll be anywhere from -2 to 4 or 6, I guess, is a high end. But if credit networks 1, force is that 3, right? That doesn't seem.
Our
right.
force is 0.
Your force is 0.
Our force is Neville.
The force is 0.
Yeah.
Exactly. And a few people he's trying to train right now. Infrastructure, I have all these wrong on here. I just realized. Infrastructure is
2, I believe.
2. And okay, media 1 and xenobiology 3. I'm just going to close that up.
Yeah, science psychology.
Yeah, and there's a science, and science is 3 with a xenobiology focus, which makes sense given what you're doing. You were working on several projects. Basically, what I've said is every 3 months you'll be able to do a project test, and we're also doing colony growth tests like every month right now, just at the beginning for like the first year, because that's when everything's being put together. You're doing the soil project, of course, the chiral inversion project. Neville and Loki are trying to boost the security of the colony by probably installing additional sensors, training people up, maybe ordering some more weapons, armor, that sort of thing. Ryland Pax is trying to boost the media presence of the colony, get it to be known, so you get more influx of cash, that sort of thing, and you don't get forgotten out here. And Darius was working on the sinking problem, I think, because this is the colony is in a swamp. Very swampy-like environment, and some of the platforms are having some trouble with slowly sinking into the sinking down. It's not anything fast. It's not anything that they're worried about. Tomorrow you're going to be underwater, but something you want to deal with in the long term. And we'll deal with those in a bit. But in the meantime, they've been going out and taking some soil samples for the science project. They'd sent out a bunch of colonists sort of scattered around to take different soil samples, because at one point, partly because they want to take samples, but at one point when these colonists first landed, some of their grain spilled, and when they were unloading, and it actually grew on this planet. They haven't been able to replicate it since then, so they don't know if it was an accident or it could have been some actual soil that spilled, or who knows what happened. But they're trying to test around and see if they can replicate that, and plus get samples from all around to see how the soil varies. Unfortunately, 2 of the colonists went missing. When going out to investigate, they discovered that buried almost a meter under the swampy surface are these sort of tunnel tubes about a meter in diameter that were burbling. They were sort of burbling up air pockets and goo. And they theorized eventually that it's likely that somehow the colonists fell into that. So they're hoping to, that maybe they can locate them dead or alive. They may well have drowned. So they modified 2 vac suits so that they can actually survive a while underwater and aren't going to be affected by that. And I believe it was 2 of you,
Darius and Neville.
Yeah. Along with 6 recruits from among the colonists. Ryland tried to round up people who had search and rescue skills, that sort of thing, that are out there to examine the tube and see if it's possible. And they brought a bunch of gear and such along with them as well, to see if they can possibly figure out how to rescue or locate these colonists. And we'll pick up there.
Real quick, the tube, I remember, it was like perfectly round.
Yes, perfectly round.
That was the odd thing. It was completely round.
Yes, and I mean, you're not actually able to touch it because it's actually buried under.
Right, but we had like a scan of it.
Surface. You have a scan of it, and you were unable to determine the nature of what it's made out of. But it goes.
I don't
way
know.
down deep as far as you're able to scan.
I'm not really sure what holes are made out of, but
Not typical. Not typical.
Same thing dreams are made
John,
of.
John, were you and I able to make an off-road wheelie drone before they came back, or did I just?
No, I think we
imagine
talked about. I think we mentioned that the drone we could adapt it to going underwater. I don't think we made a wheelie drone. I think it's
Yes,
just,
you did it. That's right. You adapted one of the drones that you were
The submerge,
working on, a submergible drone as
our
well.
little Alvin.
that? Yeah. Thank you.
All right. So, what do you
Have we made it to the hole then?
Yeah, Darius and Neville are out there. The drone is hovering nearby. The rest of you are watching, feeds probably from both the people that are there, both Neville and Darius, as well as the drone.
Do we have some kind of way to rope me off so you can pull me out if something bad happens?
Sure, I will assume you could have brought out. You were taking search and rescue equipment.
Yeah.
You knew what you were dealing with.
Yeah.
You have a fair amount of, a couple hundred meters of cord.
I also believe part of the plan was to build around it to be able to pull mud out of it. And I'll start that with the two guys I brought, the engineer folks. We'll start,
If you place the submersible in, I can start getting readings while you build your structure.
I'll do. I'll help him get the submersible in.
Okay, that's no problem. Yeah, you put it in there. It goes down. You're just sort of getting like air bubbles and such going up around you. You have very little visibility. Suddenly, it starts moving really fast down, much faster than you were sending it, and you lose contact rather quickly.
I'll look over at Dr. Batenko. That doesn't bode well, does it?
No. Down drone.
It was like it's something that like sucked. And in fact, those of you that were up top see the bubbles stop, and it's a sort of, and you actually see a little bit of suction as water and mud gets sucked down into it.
Everybody step back, be careful. It might be collapsing.
It stops fairly quickly though.
Okay.
After
I'll just
So this like so we build like a coffer-dam around it and dam with the water, and I say that the coffer-dam approach is the best approach so we can pump the water out of it. So I'd like to see if we could try that.
Okay. So you're starting to build the structure to, your people are starting on that.
Okay.
Do anybody want to do anything else? I mean, that's going to take a while.
And I tell them, exactly. But I'd rather be safe than sorry. I don't want to have to. We're not trying to rescue 3-4 people. So
Sure.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm going to watch the video playback on both of their suits and watch the burbling playback on the drone and see if I can figure out what exactly is going on. To see if I can warn them about something ahead of time.
All right. I mean, it seems as though the presence, perhaps, of the drone triggered some form of suction, essentially, that pulled it down into wherever. And it's far enough below the surface that you saw the basically whirlpool of suction from up top.
No organic readings or anything like that. No life forms reading in the area.
No. And like I said, you lose contact with that submersible.
Yeah.
Real quick.
I'll go back over my stuff 2 or 3 times and just find that out. Just go over it and see if there's anything. And what are we missing here?
sounds like a deliberate trap almost. You sure you want to go down there, Neville?
I'm willing to do that, but before we even think about going down there, I think we need to take a couple people and just set like a perimeter. Because we don't know what's around here at all, other than quick pits, I guess.
We have. I know we have some trouble with like the electromagnetic interference in it, but how good are our satellites at like checking the surface?
You only have like one satellite, but
Mhm.
but you can get a satellite image of a pretty good satellite image of that because it's geosynced above you.
Because I'd like to use the
and it's not too
same
far out.
whatever spectrum we had the drone scan and that found the one hole. I'd like to
Right.
have if we can try to either have the satellite do that. It might take a few days, a few passes for it to do it. Alternatively, if we can't do that, I'd say we deploy like another few drones to go and take a look around, and if that's a possibility. But
Sure.
and just have those ones play it safe. They don't go near the water.
So what are you doing? There'll be a technology test.
Yeah, I can do it. I don't want to try to program it out so like it has it scans a network of areas. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make an intelligence test.
Yeah, it would just be straight
on
intelligence.
roll 20 using the Expanse stuff.
Yeah, we're actually we have our just so everyone knows we have our character sheets over on Roll20 as well as a turn tracker. Turn tracker is currently at 3.
All right,
So yeah,
here we
give
go.
me a intelligence test. Let's just do
Boom.
that. Boom. Okay, 17. No stunt dice.
I got a 15. It tells me I got a 15.
Oh,
with
I'm
4
sorry.
points.
15 was stunt. I was paged up too high. Yeah, 15 with 4 stunt points.
Yeah, that's a lot of fun. I like stunt points. I'm gonna use Speed Demon because it rules. And, Speed Demon's awesome. And I'm gonna see if I can do that along with something like I don't know. Let me go with like the aha moment for the extra 2. I'll only spend 1 SP on that. I don't want to advance the churn, so I'll only spend the 3 stunt points.
Okay, limit yourself to 3. Okay, so
3.
the aha. Okay, reveals it. All right. All right. I'm gonna say you're working on that. It will take a little bit of time to do the scans there. I mean,
I want to say, I guess what my point, my approach would be is that I came up with like an optimal search pattern for the drones.
Right.
That's all I'm thinking. Okay, cool. And I haven't deployed them yet, though, but I have a better search pattern than I would. So
well, and you can be using the. I mean, you can actually get images from the satellite itself too.
Oh, good. Yeah. So I'll coordinate all that and have it all.
Do like infrared and different.
Yeah, all that good stuff.
Different types of looks. Okay. So Darius and his crew are setting up the walled off area to try to drain it. Do you want to do anything before that's done, or are you just going to wait till you get it somewhat drained? What's the plan there? I Neville was going to tie a rope to himself and jump into the hole or not,
If he wants to. Val.
I would be more than willing to if we had more than just me to keep everybody safe. So until we get this a little more safe, that I can see what's down there, I think I'll just keep patrolling the area and making sure nothing happens.
Okay. Then in that case, Darius, I'm just going to do this with I could do an advanced test or something. Let's just give it an engineering test. Whoever's working on it, both of you. Oh, actually, it's only Darius out there. Actually, Loki, you have engineering too, right?
I've got mostly technology.
Okay, I thought you had. Okay. Well, in that case, yeah, give me an engineering test. Okay. 13. All right, so you managed to rig something up. It takes a few hours. It's about dawn by the time you're getting that done. Meanwhile, Yaki, if you're actually getting in images, satellite images, you have to reconfigure the satellite a little bit to get it to do this. But you are able to determine that there are quite a few of these tubes underground, sort of scattered, some as far as a few kilometers apart, some as close as like half a kilometer apart, like just all around the area.
So they're not evenly distributed.
No, they're not exactly evenly.
I want to go whatever map of those I have. I want to forward to Neville and Darius, and then I want to go ahead and take that, and I want to consult with Rylan.
Mm-hmm.
Rylan. So look, it looks like this is not an isolated tube. There's quite a few of these all over the surface. What is the best way we could tell the other Belcher colonists about these so that they don't fall into them without causing a panic?
Well, honestly, it might just be best to tell people that we did find something that could be a danger to them if they, wandered around. I don't think it would. I think it would cause more of a panic if they, didn't know where they were, and all of a sudden they were watching every single one of their footsteps so they don't, tumble into something. I think that it would be a good idea to get some sort of markers or something up around these other places so that, some wandering belter or other doesn't just like stumble in,
You could GPS tag them.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
thinking
and-
we do a geotag on them, and that's which isn't a problem. And we geotag them, but why don't we tell this initially to whoever the colony manager is, their leader? I'm not sure who it is.
I was able to talk to them. I can at least they can get the word
Talk
out
to them
their
first
people.
before we, because I think send this out to everyone is kind of a worrisome thing for me. But if we,
I agree. I think they know their people a little bit better,
Yeah.
than we do. So I think, I think that's a good
Ian,
call.
what kind of working? And then we have a reasonably decent relationship with the other Belters, right? Like,
I think so. I
Yes.
think we did. I think we
Yeah.
established that.
Yeah, if you recall, this particular colony was actually suffering. That they were having a hard time surviving, and so unlike the colony on Islas Nutera, they welcomed you. They were happy because you were bringing in resources which would allow their colony to survive, plus giving them jobs. So it all worked out well.
and we had a low force score. But
yeah, you did not come in guns drawn and all that sort of thing.
so okay,
You came in
why
with
don't-
food.
Why don't we and the promise of more food? Why don't we? Yeah, Ryland, why don't you reach out to them, see how that goes, and then we'll go ahead and have Loki integrate this into our geotag information, and then based on that, we can make sure that our people have that all uploaded into their data pad, so it'll ping if they get within, I don't know, what do you think, like 5 meters of one or something like that, 10 meters of one.
Sure.
I would weigh on the safer side of probably closer to 10 meters, and then we can also use that whatever information we get from wherever it pings and see if there's some kind of pattern to them or something like that.
Hey, Ryland, I gotta. This is kind of on the down low here. You think this might be that like alien weird stuff tech?
No, there's no way it could be something like that. No,
Okay.
right? No.
Well, they found stuff like this on other worlds, so maybe it is. I don't know. But my point of that though is that like we've been looking to try to get our outreach and our notoriety and maybe some more investors. This could be helpful to that potentially, but we probably should see how this goes first, right?
Well, here's the thing. I don't know if all that other stuff from all the other places. I mean, obviously, this is a brand new planet. The rings are. You can't deny that they exist. We literally went through one, but I mean,
yeah.
Well, all right. Not every planet has to be touched by some strange extraterrestrial force, right? So I just want to make sure that, whatever this is, maybe it's some strange mineral deposit we're just not sure of. Maybe it's some sort of creature that maybe we're in the jaws of some large creature. I want to make sure that is not what this is before we go talking to like big time investors about making our project here sustainable.
You spent a lot of your youth watching late 20th century sci-fi films, didn't you?
I will neither confirm nor deny anything about that.
I was making sure it helped.
Sips whatever beverage that he has in front of him.
Okay. All right. Cool. Well, I say pump the water, see how that goes, and let's see what we can figure out about one of these things before we start trying to figure them all out.
So a little additional information on too. Not all of in fact, most of them are not activated. Like they weren't burbling or they weren't pumping anything out or in. They're just there. But you were able to detect the the signature of the whatever the material is that makes the tubes. You're able to pick those up.
There's clearly circular tubes under the water.
Under the water.
That's-
A few of them were active, but not most of them are not.
Well, what's the closest non-active one?
Probably about a half kilometer from you.
And then
The thing is that the colonists don't go walking out into the swamp very often anyway. Yeah,
Right.
so they never, had a good. You sent them at fanning out from the colony, which is probably why they stumbled into this.
all right. Let's stick with the current Darius and Neville's current operation, and we'll go from there.
We should make a propaganda film about the dangers of the swamp.
That'll be on the like that's plan like S for swamp.
So the name of the Belter leader is Persephone Parva, and she's actually a younger woman, surprisingly young to be sort of the colony leader, but she was elected by all of the people in the colony to sort of speak for them. You talk to her about the situation. Are you telling her that that you've discovered one of these and this might be what happened to the colonists? Or are you just saying these things are out
at
there?
this point, we haven't confirmed that that's what happened, but it's a pretty high suspicion.
Yeah.
So I think at least to the leader telling her that like, hey, this is what we think might have happened. There are more of these sinkholes essentially that we want to make sure that your people and our people don't fall into. Here are some safety measures that we're going to try to implement to keep everyone safe, etc., etc.
Okay, why don't you give me a persuasion test, just to see how that goes. If she's willing to listen to your guidance or not.
How's a 17 feel?
17 feels like a success. Did not get any stunt points, but 17's fine. Yeah, she'll abide by your wishes. She thanks you for filling her in on this, but she'll keep the details quiet from this point on. And once you get the geotags done, basically just distribute it as a warning that there are potential sinkholes. I mean, people are probably going to figure it out, but at least, but she's not going to go into any details as to what they are.
They're not going to figure it out the hard way.
Yeah, exactly.
More permanent way.
So back to the tube sinkhole thing. Working through the night, Darius and his team managed to get this thing set up. As the sun is rising the next morning, you think you're ready to go. Flip the switch. You've basically got tubes and pipes in there to drain out the liquid and mud, and and makes a lot of noise and starts spewing out water. After about an hour, you've actually gone down about 100 meters. Not come across any bodies, but there's still liquid and such in the tube down below.
Well, now
so you keep going.
I don't know if that's a good sign or not. Yeah, I'll keep going. Can we see the tube now?
Can you what?
Can we see like the edge of the tube now?
You could send. I mean, one of the drones could certainly go down there if you want to operate that, Loki. Actually, operating a drone in a meter, or you could just, I don't know, whatever you want to do. How do you want to?
If the drone wants to go down, that's fine. I just want to see if it's made of like unobtainium or something,
Loki, give me a test for technology, and if you have drone piloting, you can use that.
Here is
piloting.
Technology. I do not. I have rolled a 14 altogether. Yeah, not bad.
Yeah, I was gonna say you need 11. It's not hard, but you could lose a drone down there. So yeah, you get it down, no problem. And you see the bottom; it's just more mud and water down there. The sides of the tube are pretty uniform. There are sort of what look like sections connected, perhaps every like 10 meters. Like you have one section of pipe sort of, and then another one fit to it and such. Your spectral analysis and such is not really identifying what kind of material the thing is made out of. It seems fairly flexible, but at the same time extremely hard.
Does it look natural or more
No,
man-made?
it looks manufactured of some kind, perhaps.
It looks like a
I mean, it
pre-filed-
could be natural, but because sometimes natural things have that look, you know. But it's looking pretty fake, pretty manufactured.
Keep pumping that water.
Keep pumping the water. You keep having to add hosing. That's probably your most difficult problem is getting hose to go down that far. 100 meters, 200 meters, 300 meters, 400 meters, around 500 meters. You hear, and you're sucking air.
Peter, what's up, Neville? How you feeling? You feeling frisky?
I'd say I'm willing to go down there as long as we have enough rope, because I don't want to get stuck down there by no means.
I mean, you could get 500 meters plus of cable out there, certainly not a problem. It would take a little bit of time. You probably wouldn't bring that much with you. But as you're getting to 400, maybe you just bring a kilometer. You just have a big wheel of cable out there. You can manage to come up with something.
Yeah, I'm willing to go down there. I would like some really good lighting as we go down.
Sure. Your suit has lighting. You can obviously carry lighting. What kind of gun? Do you have a gun? I don't know.
I have a rifle.
Yeah, I mean, you have,
and a pistol. So
you can have lighting mounted on your gun as well, on your rifle.
Don't devil. I will have a drone emit light too, and we'll be your guardian in at home.
Yep, you could hover the drone down below and just shine the light down.
Yeah, if you guys want to rig me up, I'll go down.
All right. They put you in a good harness.
I will also be rigged up just in case,
Okay.
so that I'm ready.
And
Right.
that's how our force went to -1.
Probably true. No, the thing does not go straight down, so you can kind of rappel down, down as you go. It's somewhat at an angle and such. Let's do two different tests here. I'm thinking. One will be. Let me think here for a second. Probably strength, actually, because you're, it's a matter of holding on and just your strength. So give me a strength test. You need an 11.
All right. I didn't get that. I got a 7.
Okay, we'll get to you in a second.
Yep.
And Loki, give me another drone test. It's going to be difficulty 12 if you're hovering behind him, so it's a little harder,
No problem.
because you don't want to hit the cable, you don't want to hit him.
Ooh, 12 on the dot.
On the money.
All right. So I'm just gonna say basically what happens is when you're going, you missed that one. You take 1 point of damage from basically just sort of bouncing around a little bit. I mean, you're not going to fall because you have a harness, unless something goes. Roll 3 ones and then we'll talk. You take it. Yeah, you take 8 points of damage from that, and eventually, well, give me a follow-up test then, since you failed that one.
Another strength one.
Yeah, another strength one. Whew, okay.
11 that time.
You got it. You managed to get to the bottom, and at the bottom, it almost looks like some kind of valve orifice at the bottom, which as you get there, it opens.
I'll have my rifle up. I'll be like,
Okay.
Yakeev, you seeing this?
Are we getting the feedback back home?
Yes.
You have the drone, right?
You would have had to. It occurred to me to get the drone to function down this far, but you could have rigged something up to make that work.
Well, the hose has an antenna built into it.
Yep, that's what I'm thinking. You
That's like the whole
literally
reason
could
I
have just
came.
run in the
Umbilical, yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm kind of looking at it, and does this have any semblance to what I've seen of like proto-molecule tech, like that's made the rounds around the science world?
It certainly could be. There's nothing definitive at this point, and because the tubes themselves look very nondescript. There wasn't anything that screamed protomolecule or builder tech. But
So I'm going to say, so Neville, I think that if you cut through that, it's going to shut, and we're not going to see you again until we try.
oh no, it opens. That's what I'm saying. It was closed as he gets there.
Well,
I'm worried about it.
I'm worried about it closing when he goes through it.
Oh yes, okay, that's fair.
Maybe we could rig something up to keep it open, like something like a trestle.
I'm gonna say
Make it bomb.
that's a good idea, but
make a giant bomb.
No, let's not do that. I think this thing's been here for a few billion years at least, and so my concern is that I don't think we're going to have anything that can keep it open.
Well, it seems to be activated by a human presence or a living presence at that. Maybe if I just stand where he is now, it'll stay open.
Yeah, maybe. My other question too is, are we seeing any signs of the drone on this side of the door? The first one we sent down?
No.
Oh, I might have gone through this one.
Though, actually, yeah, Loki, you're actually picking up a signal from it. Faint. You're not able to make full contact with it, but you think, based on what you're getting, it's about 20 meters below him.
There is a reading of the previous drone, 20 meters down. If you go through that door, it may be another drop.
Is it possible to send your drone through here and give me a feed of at least what's seeing it? Because it probably can't go all the way back to you guys.
I will give it a shot, but if my drone breaks, then it comes out of your security budget. Dr. Yakiv.
It's fine. I'd rather him send the drone than get -1 force.
I'm afraid we also may lose connection if the door closes, so try to keep it open as long as possible.
Absolutely.
All right. So you're flying your drone down past him, down into the... That's going to be hard because it's a meter wide. Don't have a lot of... I mean, imagine the drone is at least, half a meter. Yeah.
I've
So,
rolled
I
a
mean-
15.
Drone flying.
Okay, so you were doing it. You turn it sideways and manage to just scrape it by Neville.
It
Way
was
too
a
close for
stunt
comfort.
points. I'm going to do it nice and carefully with those stunt points. Nice and slow.
Yeah. I will. You could. I assume you probably only want to spend 3 because you don't have any need to.
Yeah, I don't really need to. It's just gonna carefully go down, nice and easy here. I don't know if I can get a +1 on my next related check. I think that's one of the things.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
And since I'm taking it so nice and easy here, that's what I'd like to do.
Right. What we will say that yes, you get it by no problem. You can have a +1 on your next attack or next action with the drone rather. You get it down, you shine the light, and what you see below him is a huge, fairly big chamber. Looks to be about, using your drone, if 50 by 50 meters diameter. It's more or less square, and about 20 meters high. This tube comes in from the top. Yakiv, I'm going to say, you were looking for builder tech. The shape of the walls are sort of like these, it looks like poured concrete almost, but with these swirls, almost designs that don't mean anything, but are there nonetheless, or don't mean anything to you. On the walls, are very reminiscent of the interior of builder tech that you've seen previously. So yes, you're pretty sure that's what it is. There also look to be portals or orifices of some kind that are closed along each wall, one every 10 meters.
from over Yakiv's shoulder, you just hear Rylan say, "God damn it."
Yeah.
There's also a lot of sludge and water in the bottom of it as well. There's like a big pile, and your other drone is basically in that sludge, buried a meter or so. Exactly.
Good news is I found my drone. Bad news is this room looks very, very dangerous and ancient.
Ian, you said this place was like about half a kilometer down.
Yes.
That's a long distance. So I'm gonna throw it out that. Okay, I'm gonna ask. So Loki, can you run the drone near one of these other door things and see if it opens?
Yeah, Loki, give me a perception if you haven't seen test or searching actually. 'Cause you are looking for stuff.
I have. I'm a perception searching boy, so this is great for me.
Awesome.
Oh man, I just rolled like a dunce. I rolled a 12 altogether.
It's okay. 12's good enough. Because they're pretty obvious. You actually see close by one of the doors. You see 2 sets of footprints that go up to the door or orifice, whatever it is that's closed, and then they pass through. But
now I have even more bad news, Neville. The people
What's
you're
that?
looking for were definitely down here, picking up footprints.
I mean, is the risk worth 2 people?
I want to. We're not seeing any defenses pop up, and we're not seeing they can breathe down here, but they'll starve or,
Get bored.
I think we're all well past that. But yeah, I'm more worried about the them getting back safely. They need to wait up. And Neville still has the rope around him and everything. Still in the hole.
Yes, yeah, he still got the rope. I should also note the interior of this chamber has a bit of a sheen to it. It has the swirls, almost looks like some kind of weird poured concrete, but in weird swirling.
Does it have that
patterns.
iridescent thing to it?
It's very highly reflective. Some kind of white metal is coating a lot of it.
Oh, it's my least favorite genre of metal. Okay.
Is it possible to send a couple more people down here with me?
Yeah, if you want to pass that rope up, I would actually really like to go down there.
Yeah, I mean, come on, I would.
And my other question too,
Anything's better than just me.
is the door staying open for Neville as he stands there?
It's staying open for now.
And then my other question is, do the other doors open up for the drones when they approach?
They did not.
Okay. All right, that's good to know. I'm gonna throw it off Neville. I'm gonna say, yeah. Why don't you and if you got any of your best recruits, take a shot down here.
Send me one of the recruits, and then Darius, if he wants to come too, and
Good.
we'll go through.
Sounds like a plan.
3 sets of hands. I'm into it.
All right.
And I want to make sure that Rylan is. Have you gotten word back from the other camp? How they took the news?
Oh, like the rest of.
Yeah, what they're they said they got it and they're going to consider it, but any updates in the last 12 hours or maybe nothing. Just to make sure.
No, people were concerned about the missing colonists, and obviously word is starting to spread that they likely fell into one of these sinkholes.
But we have a sign of life of some sort. So why don't we tell Rylan? Rylan, why don't you maybe contact them and let them know we found some footprints down in these caves. We'll call them caves for this time at the time, and that we have our people on now very much still on a search and rescue mission.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna. I'll absolutely get on that, and I'm definitely gonna press the Rylan themselves. He doesn't really think that there's gonna be a whole lot to rescue, but he's definitely gonna push the not finality of the whole situation of there's still there are signs of life down there. They are still looking for them, etc., etc.
She's gonna
All
pay
right.
some little girl to sing "This Little Light of Mine."
Yeah, there you go. There you go. I was actually about to start sketching a T-shirt.
So to bring other people down, Neville's hanging there right above the entrance. You would have to. Are you lowering him the rest of the way down to the floor, or
Yeah, you can send me all the way in. I'm fine with that.
It was nice knowing you, Neville.
lands on the floor, unhooks the harness, and you're able to haul it back up? And say, who goes down next? Darius.
I will go down next.
All right.
I just want to note too, real quick for Ian, that none of us today wore red shirts.
Okay.
I just want to put that out there real quick. So,
All right. Who's a gold shirt? They dissect it. Well, definitely PAX. So, so you come down, and then you're bringing two of your search and rescue colonists with you as well. Is that what I was hearing?
At least one for sure.
Okay.
I don't want to take too many people down here and risk losing more.
Okay. So you're down there. Two of you are in a suit.
oh, that's
Make-
right. Really, two suits. I forgot about that.
Make a hearing test, both of you.
That's perception, right?
Yeah, perception hearing. If you have hearing, if you happen to have hearing.
11 with one stun point.
6.
Okay.
I'm just gradually getting worse.
Willing to pump a fortune.
I'm gonna say no. Okay, so you're there. You're in the bottom with your.
He's humming "This Little Light of Mine" to himself.
Exactly. So what are you doing once you're down there?
I'll let out a big impressed whistle, which I cannot actually do.
Which echoes through the whole place. Eerily.
Be careful if you approach any of these doors. They may open and flood this entire chamber with mud and slush from the swamp.
I want to kind of walk at a distance to one of them and see if I see any muttered slush that's kind of come through recently.
No. It seems like the pile of mud you have in here is fairly recent. It doesn't look like the walls. There's nothing sticking to them or anything. Yeah.
I meant to say I brought like 2 extra harnesses for the rescue people.
Sure.
I'm optimistic.
At least one of us is. And I'll turn. I want to walk towards the ones where we saw the footprints going, or where they saw the footprints going towards.
All right.
I'm gonna look back at Darius and be like, if something bad happens, you have a weapon, right?
I'll pull out a wrench. It is a large wrench.
I mean, that's better than nothing. Or you could have this pistol I have on me. It's up to you.
Huh. I'll grab it awkwardly.
Now, don't point it towards yourself. Point it towards what you want to shoot. Only at what you want to shoot.
I get the basics, I think.
All right,
I get
all
the
right.
idea. Well, onward to where inner spirited tread, huh? I'll nudge them.
Absolutely. I'll start
So you get
heading out.
up. You go up to the walk over. You walk over to the door, where it's portal of some kind. You're fairly certain, just because of the change of the pattern on the wall, and of course the mud prints disappear right into it. So that's a sign. You get over there. You feel like sort of a brief rumbling almost, and then nothing.
Can you guys still hear us?
Yeah, can they still see or hear what we're doing?
Yeah, you got the wire running down, so you can communicate.
Loud and clear. Everything looks horrifying. I'm glad we stayed on this side.
I don't blame you a single bit. Yakiv, should I maybe touch the doorway and see what happens?
How close have you gotten to it?
It's right up. He's right in front of it.
And it's not opening.
No. So when he got within about a meter, there was sort of a rumbling, like, and the room shook a little bit. And the guys up top even report feeling it slightly.
Damned.
But nothing.
Is there any kind of new processes from the satellites? Are they picking anything up? Or the drone network that we had scanning? Okay.
Actually, I'll give you both a scene test as well, or searching, because you are looking as well. So either one. Did anybody beat at a 12?
No.
Okay.
If I may.
Can I spend a fortune?
Yes, you can. That will give me.
I did get 3 stunt points.
So yeah, that will wait.
Give me the 12.
Oh, you're gonna go to 12. You're gonna spend 5.
No, I'm at 11.
Okay, so you can just do 1, and that'll get you to 12.
Yeah, I just spent 1. Yeah.
Okay. So yes, and that will give me I get a churn. So the churn goes up to 4. Looking at it, you're sort of looking at the other doors and everything. There's almost like an imperceptible little crack in whatever the material the door is made out of. It looks slightly damaged.
Yeah, I think the door's broke. I'll like highlight the door on my HUD, on the crack or whatever.
You can examining it back at base. I'm not going to make you roll a test for that. Easy enough. You're able to identify that, yes, there is a faint crack.
Can I tell if it's recent?
It
seems like they went through the door potentially.
Right. Or likely even.
Yeah.
With a 12, no, you can't really tell if it's recent.
Fair enough.
If you hand me your wrench, I'm more than happy to throw it at the door.
I mean, have at it.
I'll take the wrench and kind of back up good 10, 15 feet maybe and toss it at it and see what happens.
It bounces. It makes a really loud clang in here, which doesn't bother you two because you're in suits. But there are 2 guys sort of cover their ears. One guy, one gal.
Is there some sort of potential like control console looking thing around?
No.
Okay.
You do. As soon as you do that, though, you start hearing from the other side. You think a tap. It only sounds like a little ding from here. Ding, 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 ding.
We're picking up an audible anomaly on the other side of the room. Yeah. Keep your heads on the swivel.
Hey Neville, put your hand up against that door and see if you can pick up and try pushing back some Morse code to him or something.
Yeah, I'll try to do that.
I will give it. Actually, you're able to make out it's an SOS Morse code being tapped on the other side, or maybe banged. You don't know how you're not hearing much over here, but you're definitely getting an SOS signal.
Is
Sounds
it
like banging on the other side of the door?
How wide is the crack? Is there enough to like stick hands in, or
no? It's microscopic almost.
Yeah, and
there's no way we can.
There's no like panels or anything like that. Okay.
This is why you should always bring bomb. Bring at least 1 bomb wherever you go.
I got a stun grenade, but I don't know if it's going to do anything good.
Let's not do that.
We're in suits. We're all right.
This is why I don't tell Dr. Yakiv where I hide all bombs. We have more than 1 bomb on base. I tell you this, Dr. Yakiv.
Okay. I'm inclined. Do we have any like chisels or pry bars or anything like that down there?
Chisel probably. You can't even fit that in there now.
Gotcha.
You probably do have drills. Plenty of drills and also even rock drills because you're doing geological samples and such.
I mean, let's do that. Why don't We'll
If you
send
want to
some,
send some down.
send some of that gear over and see if we can get that out.
We can certainly give that a shot. Are these walls made out of that same weird metal, right?
You're not well. Actually, looking at the crack, you don't think that they're actually made out of it as much as just coated with it.
Huh.
And how many other doorways are in here?
There would be 5 on each side, so there's 20 doors total.
I will let everyone
Should we
know this
try different?
observation.
Why don't we try the one of the doors, like either left or right of this one, the closest one to it, and see if it opens. Not
No,
go in it.
actually, I have a theory. Why don't we? Can we close up the door they came through, or is that already closed?
The door they came through.
The original like panel they came through from the ceiling.
That's not closed. That's more like an orifice that comes from the ceiling, and
Gotcha.
it's remained open since
Okay,
they've been down here.
Because my thought was that maybe this is like a chamber and only one can open at a time to control
Like
the
an
flow.
airlock.
Yeah, that was a thought I had. It does feel, it has kind of an organic almost kind of feel to it. Like I can see that, and they're trying to pump stuff through here.
If that's true, then trying another door wouldn't work. So we should try another door. Yeah,
Go for it.
I agree with Neville.
Okay.
Which way do you want to go?
I'll point left after you.
I'll
One
walk
of the
towards the left door.
one of the 12 doors on the left.
Well, I mean, they're all the way around the circumference.
Yeah, I want to go one of the closest to.
Sure, you step off to you walk over 10 meters to the one that's closest one over there to the left, and as you get within about a meter, it sort of unfolds and opens.
I was trying to light down there. Do I see anything of?
There's about a 10 meter by 10 meter chamber, as far as you can tell, that looks to be completely empty, coated in the same material as.
You know what this looks like, Neville. Well, you should know what it looks like.
I'm starting to think it's more like a brig than anything.
Yeah, it looks like prison cells. Maybe that's why theirs won't open, because it's occupied and you need the key.
Except for it's 10 meters by 10 meters, so that's a big prison cell.
Big.
But yes, and 10 meters high as well.
But there's no other doors in there.
No,
in that
not
room.
as far as you can tell. No.
I'm not going in there to find out. So let's try the next one over and see if they're all the same.
Just keep going around and doing this, I presume. So you go around. A few of them open, most of them don't. And looking, you see a number of them have like little cracks or something in them that look like maybe they died a long time ago. And in one of them, you open. There, it is filled with material of some kind. It is a white metallic powder, essentially. That almost in fact, some of it pours out into the room when you open it.
Is there any way we can scan this to see if we can identify what it is?
You don't really have any kind of spectral analysis on you. You could take a sample and take it back.
I definitely want to take. I'm not going in the room. We'll take what's fallen out and
Sure, you can
take some.
scoop some in a baggie or something.
I'll do this whole number. Could this be what's coating the room?
It sure looks like it. Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah, I don't
It's like
understand this at all.
It's like they left their paint cans in their living room after they were done painting. That's a weird metaphor for a belcher.
Darius, can you bring a sample of that back?
The SOS tapping has
Yeah, I got
changed.
some.
It has.
Listen, one of you will be able to figure it out. It basically comes to it. The new tapping is low O2.
Crap. Yeah, I mean, well, we had them send down those tools. I imagine they're here by now. Can we go to town on the door?
You'd have to get them back from the colony, but sure.
Okay.
But it wasn't that far. It was like an hour. I think, as I recall, it's out to here, so it's not that bad. Sure. You can start drilling a hole. This requires an intelligence engineering test. It is an advanced test with a threshold of 15. Every test will take 10 minutes. It's 10 minutes of time.
While I do this, Neville, try to find another option. I don't know if they have this long.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'll think of some ideas here real quick.
Well, we'll do it. We'll do a couple here, and just go ahead and give me a couple of rolls real quick. Should go ahead and give me 3. Okay, that wasn't bad.
Yeah, the first one.
Yeah.
Stunt points galore.
Yeah, what do you want to do with that? You got 19
Speed
with 5
demon.
stunt points. Speed demon, so that'll half your time. Okay. And you got 3 stunt points left if you want to use them. I mean,
yes,
I would allow multiple speed demons if you want.
I'll use all speed demon. I'll do this as fast as possible. That's a priority.
Okay, and a plus. Okay, so
Reckless abandon.
all right, you start, tearing into the thing with the drill, breaking bits, but just doing it as fast as you possibly can. The material that this door is made out of is incredibly hard, but you do manage to do it. I'm going to up the turn tracker another one.
You'll notice a little bit of fear on my face as these people might suffocate because I don't want to go out like that, man.
After it only takes you about 20 minutes, and you manage to, just working with the seam at where it broke, you manage to get a hole, a little small hole, but a hole nonetheless through to the other side.
I'm going to shove tubing through it as quickly as I can, and I'm going to try and I'll take off my own, I'll plug it into my own pump just to pump air into there faster.
Okay, give me an engineering test, difficulty 11. Just to jury rig that. Target number 11.
16.
No problem. You managed to hook a tube to your back suit there, and you're shoving air into it, and you can actually hear them a little bit through the little hole. You could certainly run a wire through or something for communications to work at that point.
Absolutely, I'll get that going. Okay. We got him, Neville. I think you'll see me kind of slump a little bit with some relief.
You hear them panting as the communications open. You're like, thank you. We were running out of air in here. I don't know how much longer. That we're in this room. It's full of some kind of material, powder, sand, like something.
That's weird.
I can't believe you found this.
Yeah, now we got to figure out how to get you out.
Yeah, sit tight. We're working on it. I got Neville here, Yakiv and Rylan and Loki. Everyone, they're back at base. We're gonna get you out of this. Just hold tight.
Mr. Pex, it looks like you can report good news to the colony.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Brylan's just been looking at all of this builder tech, just being like, I swear, in his head, he's like, I swear it was all propaganda, it was all a joke. There's no way. Oh my god, questioning everything that they believe about everything. But yeah, they're gonna at least send a message out to Persephone, just being like, I think we found your people, maybe.
Should I let the other colonists know? Is it safe to let them know?
Maybe.
What's their situation? You found them?
Well, we found, but we need to extricate them. We need to get them out. They're still a little stuck.
Oh, they're breathing.
At least let people know that they've been found and that they're in good health.
They're at least talking.
All right, good. Thank you. Moments later, you hear some cheers coming from outside, even from over in the Belter area. Just then, the entire colony shakes. You all hear the loud rumbling. Those of you who are down below definitely hear it. It's like a gong almost down here. And there's up top. You don't really know what's going on up top. You hear some shouts through your comms. But yeah, the whole thing shakes, rumbles. Nothing, it stops moments later. But and some, a cup falls off a table, some papers onto the floor, a few things like that, a couple minor pieces of equipment. There's some reports coming in of minor injuries, but overall, everything seems to be stable at this point.
We really need to figure out how to get them out of here quickly, because I don't want to be down here for another one of those.
No, who knows if that Derek will hold.
I,
It is
how hard was it for them to drill through this thing?
incredibly hard, and he was working with
And
the
it was like
fault
this.
line in it.
Yeah.
Not even. It's like a it's like a pea size. It will take to do it carefully. Possibly days to cut them out of there.
Okay.
What do we? I wonder if like a plasma cutter would work better, but I don't think so. Like my analysis is that door needs to open by some other means. We need to try and locate some kind of mechanism. Neville, we really need to find some kind of button.
I will start looking everywhere. Like I'll run my hand on the walls and
Sure. Give me a perception test. Seeing or searching will work for this.
6.
Jesus
Eventually,
Christ.
I'm going to break 7.
You start tracing the patterns on the wall and the swirls.
And then I forget what I'm doing.
Yeah.
What was I doing now, Darius? Sorry.
It's really pretty in some ways. Kind of eerie.
Well, let's see.
I mean-
I'll try. Maybe it's voice activated. Open.
Sure.
I'll start like saying it. Yeah, I mean, I'll try. You know,
Yeah, you try. Open. You don't know.
check that off my list.
It does not open. Open Sesame doesn't work either. You do hear screams coming from your comms from up above, though. Ah, he's got me!
Okay, so I'm
and some gunfire.
Crap.
What is going on up there?
Can I go back to the drone network we had scanning around and see if they see anything at the dig site that we have or whatever maybe?
Well, your drone's down here. You can certainly send it back up the shaft.
I thought we had the network scanning for the
We have a satellite.
Oh, the
but
satellite.
that's
Okay,
not-
okay.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
that-
Yeah, I
that's
think
not
we only
really-
had 2 drones.
All right.
One was good, and one we had to soup up.
Well,
Yeah.
well, why don't we send that one? Shoot, I don't want to lose contact with. I guess we won't lose contact with them, but
No,
yeah,
you've
send
got
it
a
back-
wire
send it back
running
up.
down with your cables.
All right,
Yeah,
they'll
send
send the
that.
drone up.
Send it.
It up it goes.
Okay, give me a test. How fast do you want it to go? Are you going like full speed or?
We'll do safe and steady again. I'm
Okay.
going to use the +1 that I had from before.
Do you need a 10 with the +1?
All right. I also get a +1 from my advanced data pad, which I just
All right.
recently learned.
Yes. So
So this should be a hard one to miss. Is my point. Let's see how it works out. Oh, get out of my face! Get out of my face! Triple ones for an 8 altogether.
Birds
I
of
was
fortune.
looking for a 9, right? With all that.
yeah,
That's
you
a
can
good
spend
one.
a
Thank you,
fortune
John.
on that if you want.
I will. I'll
And
spend
2
a
fortune. You're good. Yeah.
Boom, boom.
Okay. Anything particular you're doing with that standpoint, or just give yourself a?
Yeah, I'm just not
Cry.
crashing.
Spend that 1 point to cry.
Yeah, can I cry as a free action with that point?
Yes, you
That's a
can
good
cry.
call.
Use that some points to cry.
Because you almost
Yep.
ran your drone into the side of the tunnel. No, you get
And
it
it's my
up, no
last
problem. You go shooting. Well, not no problem. You're worried a few times as you scrape the walls, but you manage to get your drone up out of the top, and hover up above and take in the field. You see it's going to be 4 still up there. 2 are down on the ground. One of them is running away from the site. And the other one you see is holding on to some massive eel-like thing that has looks like it's latched onto him in some fashion. Looks like it's about 1 meter long or so. And he's trying to pull it free. What are you doing?
I have another good news, bad news situation to report, Neville.
Go ahead.
All right, this one's mostly bad news. There's a giant eel-like creature eating people on the surface, and your extraction team is running away.
Well, they failed their first test as security.
Well, one of them is running away. 2 are down. One is in the process of trying to pull the thing off of it.
Just keep it. I mean, there's nothing we can do down here, so just keep an eye on them and make sure whatever that thing is doesn't start heading down this way. And if it does, let me know.
10-4.
All right, let me just make a basic. I'm just going to do a real simple test here for this guy and just see how he does. Just roll 3d6. 12. Okay, and then what the heck? I'll roll for one of them.
Whenever we sent the supplies to them from the base, that the extra supplies they just got, the drill and such, could I have slipped a bomb in there for Neville?
Probably not. Sorry.
Damn, that's all right. It's always worth asking.
Yeah, it is. But there it is. Okay, that's what I'm looking for. There we go. And what was that? Oh, okay. You see the other guy like rip the thing off of himself, and he like leaps into the area that you built up, right? That sort of somewhat protective, and then starts shooting at it. A minute later, or a few seconds later, the eel thing disappears under the mud. And he seems to be relatively safe. He's like, Captain, we have a situation up here.
I could see that. What? How hurt are the other two that are down?
I don't know. They're out there in the swamp, and those eel things are attached to them.
Can you try to go help them? I mean, there's nothing we can do this far down. It'd take us too much time.
Those eel things out there.
That's why we gave you a gun.
All right. It takes so much.
This is all a test. Don't worry.
Yeah.
All right. This roll here. Okay, and I'm just gonna make one test for sort of see how he does just in general.
Roll that courage.
He's got a bonus to that too, so it's a little bit okay. You see him, sort of swirling through the water, or, occasionally, he fires again. He manages to get up to one and shoots it, and the thing lets go and disappears into the murk. He hauls that person, her back and into the safe area, goes back out. And as he gets up to the other one, the thing like releases whoever it has, and it disappears into the murk as well. Looking around with the drone, you see that there are these massive things have come up out of the murk, and they look like a combination. They're dark and mottled, look like a combination between a grub and a roly-poly or pill bug, but the size of like 2 to 3 hippopotami. That just sort of like raised up out of the murk, and you notice that on them these things are attached, throughout. But since they're up on the top, occasionally they're just sort of dropping off and falling into the.
Captain Black, I have great news. The eels are gone. They've burrowed into the ground, and we don't see them anymore.
That means they're going to come back eventually, though.
Yes, and for the bad news, I always have to mix it up for you. There are these giant roly-poly grub creatures, they're massive. I mean, like the size of a whole shuttle or 3.
Are these the grazers? The grazer?
They look related. Yes. Okay. They don't look to be exactly the same thing. The ones that you've seen sort of going around on the top.
Very docile.
Very docile. These appear to be docile. They're not doing anything anyway. They're just sort of floating there. The ones you've seen, just sort of going, but you didn't see the eel things on them at all.
Yeah.
They said they look similar, but it'd be like a cow and a horse.
Gotcha.
It's
okay.
Very similar.
Let's let them be. Keep an eye on them if they start coming towards where we are. Let us know, but we've got to figure out how to get these guys out of these rooms.
There are also reports of them around the colony. In fact, you can see them from the colony. A few of them have risen, after the shaking kind of rose up to the surface.
Okay. Can I use like my like my biology background here to try to figure out like any kind of like patterns of like maneuvers here, or like what they're doing, like migration or something?
Sure. Give me a test.
Let me go and run my test here. I am rolling biology.
Yeah.
And I got a number, and my number is a 19 with 5 stump points.
Dang.
All right. You were absolutely. How are you spending your stun points? That's fine.
Well, that's how I'm spending them. Well,
Well,
I want like a breakthrough. Like I
Yeah.
want like, yeah, I want breakthrough or something to that effect.
okay. So I'm just. If you're willing to spend them all, I'll give you something cool.
Cool, let's do that. Breakthrough's 5 of
So,
them.
I mean, you'll get a lot of stuff, but you also get an additional thing.
Yeah, I'll spend all
right.
5 for breakthrough.
Okay, boom. So you're up to 6 churn. You do whatever diagnostics you can on these things, and a couple of things. One, you're certain you're able to tell that they actually live way down in the muck, and they're just sort of there. They don't even really move a whole lot. And are you speaking, Gary? Oops. Okay. Sure. And the eel things are kind of very lamprey like, and seem to just live on them, like they do on some large sharks and things like that on Earth, or whales. They don't appear. The big things do not appear to be hostile at all. There are none of these eel things. Normally when you're out there walking around the swamp, you never run into one because they're all deep down. They're sort of
Like how big are they? They're like 2
they're
meters,
about a
2
meter
meters?
long,
Long,
meter to a meter and a half long, and they have mouths that are made up of 4 parts that open, each of which has 2 teeth that sort of grab on, and then there's sort of a proboscis that shoots out from the inside that has sort of lamprey-like teeth that latch on, and then something sticks into you and starts probably sucking blood or whatnot. You are also able to tell that they appear to have a paralytic of some kind, with their jabby part on the inside, and the paralytic, you presume, with the large big things, probably only just numbs the surface, so they don't notice that they're being fed on. On a human, it's going to have
They shut down our nervous system.
It's not nearly the same. Exactly.
You go off now, sir.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, which is probably what happened.
I want
with
to
the
pull
two.
this data, and I want to kind of like get a quick summary, like make a little quick like Wikipedia type like summary for this. And I'm gonna I'm typing it, and I just like slide it over to Ryland, and I'm like, "Do you think they would want to know about this too?"
Ryland just kind of like probably nods, and
Or is it a situation where Ryland would really wish they didn't know about this?
Ryland wishes that he didn't know about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, at this point, Ryland is pretty much going to share, at least with Persephone, anything that could be a danger to the rest of like her people. Ryland wants to make sure that she knows, hey, everyone should probably stay inside right now, just because there's these things and it's bad.
She actually asked you to give a joint, announcement to the people, like the two of you.
Oh, sure.
So I'm calling real quick. I named these things. They're called the hip raisers, is the grazer type creatures, and then these are called the paraleeches.
Paraleech. Oh, okay, paraleeches is pretty good.
The leeches actually have 4 spines coming off of them, like fins. Well, they look like fins at first, but you realize that the fins are actually like minuscule legs, almost like a millipede that they can use to sort of burrow through.
Well, what we'll do is we'll have to like focus group that and see if we want to go with either paraleeches or millaleeches.
All right. The cool thing that you find out is just sort of doing some examinations of these things. Actually,
I'm just pulling data off the cameras.
You're pulling data off the cameras, and you'd have various types of. I'm just thinking of it here. One of them came up right next to the to one of the platforms. the snake things aren't able to get to you. The eel things aren't able to get to you, like a meter or two up, but you're able to get a good examination of it. And two things: one, its excrement has significantly altered the soil conditions. And in fact, you're not entirely sure, but it might be more earth compatible than the regular soil out there. Two, there appears to be some level of rhodium within their bodies that they have absorbed, like in an organ that maybe like a liver.
Interesting. Very interesting. Okay,
So
that's kind of cool. So, what I'm gonna do is, if one came up close to the base, I'd like to try to capture one live.
Okay.
So I might get a team here to help out with that. I want to make sure then these guys down in that thing, man. Darius and Black are the two on that know the most. I'm really leaving it up to them because they're the experts on that search and rescue stuff, the tip of the spear type thing. Rylan, I'm mostly interested in like trying to keep everyone calm, trying to make sure they don't have that much interference. I do want to go out and supervise the capture of this thing. I'm not gonna get close to it,
right,
but I do want to see about trying to capture it. And we have like prods. I'm sure we have like stun prods or like
you've got some stuff. Give me a
We make a colony force check or something.
Yeah, that's perfect. Thank you.
So let me ask this question. So we have the xenobiology focus. Could I use the xenobiology focus with the force check here?
I will actually allow you to use science to
use
capture
science.
this.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right. I guess we're not trying to kill
sense.
it. We're trying to capture it and use do the right way. Okay, cool. Let me go and roll. Is there a way for me to roll the?
Just roll 3d6, and then you will add
dice here.
Add 5 to that.
Yes. Oh, that's not bad. I got that'd be a 14 total with 4 stun points.
You got it. And that's part of how you figure out the rhodium and such. But yeah,
Cool.
It takes some time. A couple people get minorly in. Well, you got 4 stun points now. You got it.
Yeah.
You managed to get that.
And we'll just keep that thing in like whatever kind of tube we have it. Can I tell about how strong it is? Like, do we have like a containment unit that'll hold it?
They are extremely strong if they want to. Like I said, they're very much in imagine 3 hippopotami because they have to burrow through the mud. That's where their strength is.
Well,
so
not the
you're not sure how long you're going to be able to hold it.
Just the leech.
Oh, you want one of the
I don't care.
leech things.
You're saying I thought you said the leech things. Fecal matter was what was.
No. It's the big things.
Oh,
the
big things. Okay.
The big things.
Yeah, then if I can grab one of them, I'll grab one of them. Whoever was pooping out the good stuff, that's who I want.
Yeah, there's one that was right next to the colony.
Okay, we'll try to get one captured, and we'll try to figure out a way to kind of keep it docile to some degree. But yeah, I know they're pretty strong.
You think what you've done is you've manufactured something that you think has sedated it. You've used some drug that you think
I can biochem on it real quick. I mean, that's not a problem.
Well, I was just doing that's part of the science test for the you guys managed to pull together something to sedate it. You're not sure how long that's going to hold, but you have it for a while. Okay. And you have it in a safe area just next to the colony.
Yeah, so and I want to make sure we have a way that if it does start breaking through the containment, we can just let it go.
Right. So. All right. So I always want to jump back to Rylan, who is going to give a speech to the people.
Cool.
Give me a summary of what you want to tell them.
Just so I know, so I'm not pulling things out of thin air. There's some funky sinkholes that are dangerous. There is these creatures that have come out of the ground that could potentially cause some damage to people and property. In the best course of action and for the safety of everyone, we're kindly asking everyone to please remain in their domiciles as we try to collectively keep everyone as safe as physically possible.
And go ahead and give me a leadership test to see how that goes.
Okay. I have a thing for that, right? Like a thing that if I...
It's if you're trying to get people to do an action, like if you're actually talking, like
Yeah, you're not. You're
Got
just
it, got
trying
it,
to.
got
You're
it.
just trying to keep them calm.
Sweet.
you want inaction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
14. You're fine.
14.
Yeah, you need a 12 really. So yeah, they're good. You're. You know, I mean, there's some people that are upset, of course, but no one's doing anything stupid or running off to try and help out there, or poking at the.
Yeah, I try to impart that, like, literally they're working on, they're actively working on getting things more in control and, like, to figure out what they are and best, protect us in the future, etc., etc. Like real-time action as opposed to like we're going to be working on it soon. No, we're actually like doing stuff like right now.
Cool. I realized I blew past 9 o'clock, and I need to take like a 3-minute break if that's cool.
Hype, man. It was hype up, dude.
I know we got into it here. I totally forgot. So if we can have a moment here, we will be right back.
Got it. Unmute. There we go.
Hey, all right. So, colony's capturing a giant slug thing with evil eels all over it.
Hip razor. Trademark.
What is it called?
Oh, hip razor.
Hip razor.
Yeah, it's a combination of the word hippo and grazer.
Oh, got it. Okay. The rest of you are down in that hole still, trying to figure out the surviving, the awake and still there security colonist has informed you that the other two seem to be alive and stable. And he's in contact. Well, actually, no, but he lost contact with the one who ran away. So,
I mean, we could look for him later. I'm not going to worry about him right now. There's too much to worry about.
all right.
Yeah. They knew the mission.
Yep.
So,
I could send the drone after him so he doesn't get too lost.
you find him eventually.
Not a bad idea.
And it doesn't look good. There's like he's face down in the muck, not moving.
Good. We have a net gain 1 on the day so far. Maybe if we get the other 2 out. So far, it is a good day.
So yeah, like I said, whatever ideas you have for that, you could potentially cut them out. You'd want to do it very carefully. It's going to take a lot of time. But I mean, they're able to breathe in the meantime. You could even send in some sludge food or something,
Yeah, we definitely got to get him out. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess we can ask for the necessary tools to be brought, the better, like the plasma cutters and whatnot. But since we saw some of the other doors open, maybe judging from where their where their edges appeared, maybe we could try prying.
There's not enough. You don't think there's enough of a seam? You can try. I mean, it might assist it, but I'm just gonna let you know that no.
I got you.
You try prying. Let's just say you try prying.
Yeah, I'm like, all right.
Break your arm doing it first, man.
Next play.
You try jumping on it. You try using various forms of weight.
Harsh language.
Just bends your crowbar.
The other one's open, which means that there must be some. Man,
Some of them open. Some of them open. Not all of them do.
Yeah.
And you see like fault cracks in some of them. Like at some point they took damage and.
I have a thought I wanted to share with Neville and Darius while they're thinking about this. And it's kind of one of those biological thoughts. Is that these chambers seem to control flow? Was that the same door these guys went through when they walked through it?
Yes. Whenever
so
you can only guess. Well, actually, you're able to communicate with them.
Yeah.
Eventually, you figure out it was not cracked when they went in. They went in, the thing closed, and they heard it. They heard something grind, and whatever happened to it happened after it opened and closed.
What about this like sand coating stuff that's in there? Try that. I mean, see if that can like repair this issue with the door.
You can. I mean, I presume you want to get a sample back to. And after about an hour, the whatever you call them, they start just digging back down into the swamp, and after about 2 hours, they're all gone.
Interesting.
The satellite images of the planet,
Mhm.
did those show some sort of symmetric lineup on the surface with holes that would match the doors on the bottom?
No.
Okay.
Not sure what you're asking there.
So
The only thing you're seeing on the surface is the tubes.
Yeah, do
And
they
they're not
align?
symmetrical.
Okay. So they don't appear to line up to the doors underneath where the other squad mates are?
No. Oh, definitely
Okay.
not. No.
All right.
They're too far away.
My other thought is that there might be another way into that tube going around, but that's like then I'm risking Darius and Neville on top of the two guys who are down there already. And
The only place we haven't checked is in the muck. In the bottom of this thing. We had a tube that we were using to suck the water out of the whole tube. So it's like right there. It's close. Can we?
Yeah, you could bring it down and suck that stuff up if you wanted to. That's fine.
Well, I'll get. I mean, that's passive. We'll see if maybe there's like, hey, here are the keys.
You hoover it up. It's just floor.
Damn.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Good call though to check that.
I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I have no idea what's gonna be the best to get them out of here.
I mean, we can just start cutting them.
That's our only. Yeah, that's their best option at this point.
Can you keep make an intuition check on this and see if you can come up maybe like because Keith might be smarter than I am personally.
I mean, cutting through it is probably your best bet.
Let's do it.
I mean, there's no. You've checked the inside. There doesn't appear to be any buttons, or nothing's causing it to activate. Even if there was, I mean, just getting close to them seemed to cause it to activate.
But not this one. Huh?
Well, any of the ones that have cracks in them.
Oh, okay.
They don't. It's clearly damaged.
Let's cut it. Let's cut it out and get them on out. I'll okay that and so that's going. While they're doing that, because that seems like that's just going to take, and it seems like a pretty straightforward action.
Well, it is a challenge test, but
I want to start kind of documenting this thing that we captured. I want to kind of like try to do whatever kind of taxonomy that we're doing now with these new creatures that we're discovering, and try to like apply that kind of logic to it to see and characterize as much as I can to the point where I have enough information on it to ensure that I am the discoverer of this species and understanding of it, and we can put that on. We can put our old Enigma Soilworks, LLC branding on it. And I look at Rylan and I'm like, I look at this thing and I look at Rylan and like mascot material.
No, probably something a little more, green and earthy, maybe.
I mean, they're
very earthy looking.
They're very earthy. There's not a debate.
Right, but you didn't grow. But the idea is that you are growing something new. You're not taking That's just my personal opinion. I mean, you do what you want with your company, but like I would say it's something that you made. Maybe
one day there's going to be a high school on this planet, and it's gonna be the Hip Razors as the mascot. Okay, that's all I know. So.
Well, all right. If we get to that, then you can consult with the school board about whether or not you can have this creature of unknown origins be.
Well, why don't we send the scans over to the art department? They can make a cute version of it. We can put on a T-shirt. All right.
Well, you also get the sample of the dust, the sort of mixed white and metallic powder.
Yeah, and I get that, and I want to compare that to I want to take a look into that and do a full spectrum analysis and all that stuff too.
You can give me an intelligence test.
All right, I have I could do let's do intelligence. I could do research or biology.
Research is fine. Research.
Let me go to roll research.
Research is fine.
Boom, and I have to pull my window real quick, and it says that I got a number of some sort.
17 with 3 step points.
Man, damn, I'm on fire today. Hot hand in the dice game.
Hell yeah.
I'll just do speed demon. I'll make sure not to
Yeah.
I'm really into my work right now. I'm super into it right now.
You figure out what it is. It is rhodium and lithium.
Hey, I go.
What I'm going to do with your stun points too, and I say it has been processed out of something. Like pulled out.
Can I compare it to the sample we pulled out of this thing's booty? The
sure.
Excrement?
It's not really. Oh, give me an exobiology test or a biology test. I guess you have biology. Okay. Yeah.
Well, can this be my specialty, which is biochem?
Biochem.
All right, so I get extra plus 1 to that.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, that puts me. I got a 15 on that. If I have biochem, it's 16.
Okay. 15's fine. Wait, you were looking. I'm sorry, I'm blanking now here for a second. You were looking for what?
I was looking to compare because I thought we said we found rhodium in the feces of this stuff?
No, you find rhodium in an internal organ.
Oh, okay, cool.
Of the thing, like a liver. Just real trace amounts, but nonetheless. So with that and examining, you realize you're eventually able to determine, and this is a little bit ahead of a schedule, but it's going to take you a little while to figure this out. But eventually you'll figure out there are trace amounts of lithium and rhodium in the soil and water. Like super trace to the point that nothing, no tech you have would be able to make it worthwhile.
Okay.
To process.
But we are looking
if you had the ability, you could conceively
right. It's like trying to collect platinum off of a highway dust. I mean, you can do it, but
it's not worth it. Not worth the energy that you would spend doing it. But let's say energy were free and you had some magical ability to just suck it out.
And this organ, I want to also try to figure out what this organ does. This concentrated.
It's a liver. It's just basic. It's basic. You just discovered it because you discovered the rhodium in there because it's just when it eats stuff, eventually it gets a little bit. But like I said, the amount in its liver even is pretty much trace. I mean,
okay, cool. That's probably. It looks like it's filtering out that stuff from what it's eating. That's just the environment. Okay.
It's just something. It's a byproduct that gets left in there.
But then there's all this dust down in the bottom, which is like wild. So there's a lot
that is rhodium and lithium. You have a huge pile of concentrated.
Right. It's like Scrooge McDuck's like freaking vault of lithium. Okay. Well, that's a good discovery. That's what?
Gazillions of dollars worth of rhodium.
Okay, so we might have to look. And I there's one thing I like about Rylan. Rylan's willing to pivot, and we can always pivot. Enigma Soil Works into Enigma Rhodium Works, where the hell we need to do. So, okay, this is good to know. And then I want to look at the fecal sample, which had like the growable soil type thing going on with it.
That is going to take you a while longer.
I'll make that part of a project. Cool.
Yeah,
but I'll make sure to have
what that's going to do is give you a bonus on your project test when we get to that. A significant bonus.
Yeah, I'm all about the fecal bonus.
Yeah. Okay. So you're working on that. You're doing science. Let's go real quick because we are closing in on 10 o'clock. Oh my goodness. Let's just do this. Let's do this drilling challenge test. We'll just do it by the numbers. Any one of the following skills can apply to this or focuses. You can do intelligence engineering. You can do intelligence, planetary science, basically planetary geology or physics, or communication leadership for organizing it. If somebody wants to get it, start organize, because this is going to take days. It's not a overnight thing. You're not going to just drill a hole and
I do have intelligence engineering.
Okay,
so I'll definitely do that. I'm going to take this as an opportunity to teach the fellers that are with me from the engineer team to how to do something like this. So it could be a good learning opportunity.
Enigma Soil Works LLC does support apprenticeships.
Right. That's part of the reason everybody's happy.
I got a 16.
Okay, you got a 16. Well, does anybody else wish to contribute on every increment to that? Because any of you can roll if you want to contribute any of those skills to the either communication leadership for organization or just intelligent. It could just be a straight intelligence test. Yakiv is probably busy.
I'm busy
because you're doing all kinds of other science.
I don't have much in the realm of intelligence. I have some technology and tactics, but I would love to give it a shot.
I could throw some intelligence that way as well.
I mean, you could just make an intelligence test if you want to contribute.
Yep.
You do need a 12. You got a 16, and you do not get stun points for this. So
I got a 9. I'm getting a little better. Still not great.
Dang.
Have you gotten double digits tonight, Scott?
No.
Darius, what did you get on your stunt die?
I got a 2 on my stunt die. Scott, you see this? I rolled a 7. Me and you are still competing for a low number tonight.
For Darius, you got a 16.
Oh, Darius, I got on my stunt die a 6.
Okay, so that's 6 towards your success rate.
I make sure Darius has a back brace because he's carrying the team here.
interesting thing here. You start, trying to cut through this stone. When you veer off the cracked area, you go a few centimeters, and suddenly your tool just like jerks, and like all of the energy, the kinetic energy going into cutting, suddenly reverses back at you. It bounces almost like a force field. Give me a dexterity test.
17.
Okay, you're okay. You managed to not injure yourself or others with this. You do still take a little bit of damage just from the thing bouncing. Let me do that real quick. And just roll that down to 1. You just take, ow. Okay. You take 6 fortunate damage from the thing bouncing out.
I'll say it does get me a little bit.
Yeah, but, no, I mean, fortune, you're not actually hurt yet. It's just,
That's fair.
It's
Pushing your luck, man.
So I'm just going to I want to get this to a certain point tonight. Eventually you figure out that it works very much like the slow zone. You can cut at a certain speed, and you're able to get through it, but you're not able to like grind full speed. It's part of the reason this is going to take a long time to do, potentially.
I'll come up with some like rules for the crews that follow me, because I imagine I'm gonna have to sleep eventually.
I do want to ask Rylan about talking to these guys that are waiting in there.
Mhm.
Can we organize like a quick video with them, like a quick video call with them, and then like get like a statement from them to like help keep everyone's spirits up?
Right.
Yeah, for sure.
Each of these tests is 8 hours of time. So
It's plenty of time to edit a video.
And I neglected to say it for the first one, so I'm just going to push it aside. If anybody can contribute, but also anyone who fails, and that will affect that has penalties. So you can video conference it with them as you wish.
Sure.
The people are a little bit upset. Your workers are a little bit upset. If you want to calm them down a little bit, you can with a nice little leadership test. Otherwise, you can continue on.
Yeah, I'll try to rally the troops and keep them from going rogue or abandoning ship, as it were.
Give me a target number 13 communications leadership test. As long as you make that, you're all good.
16 with 3 stun points.
They love you.
Oh, good.
Let's call that. What would that be? I'll give you how about just a straight up +2 to your next test?
Sure.
That work? So anybody who wants to make the next round of tests for the next 8 hours, go ahead and give me another
Why not? I'll give it a shot.
test. But remember, if you fail, that's a failure counting towards it as well.
All right, I'll let Darius.
I got a 19 with a 6 as my drama dice. No stun points.
Okay, but that 6 is good. That's 12.
Yeah, I'm getting the 6 where it counts.
Yeah. And then is anybody else attempting to contribute or not?
In any way that we can.
You can make intelligence tests. Like I said, leadership works too. Communication.
I'll do a communication and like.
Okay. So you do have a +2. So you missed Loki. You missed it by 1.
Great news.
You want to spend?
I got it.
I was
12.
going to say spending a fortunate thing. Yes, I'd love to.
All right, that will move your turn track up to 7.
And I rolled a 12
with
with
+2, so that's a 14. So you made it.
Very nice.
And so that's 2 towards it. So you're up to 14. Another 6. Okay, so that's 16 hours in. And give me. Let's do another round. That should do it.
Rylan do the leadership.
Oh, yeah, I didn't know if I was able.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you can do leadership if you want.
Keep the
Well,
spirits
I'll
up,
do
man.
it again. 16 with 3 stun points.
Okay, so that was 3. And oh wait, that was a success. So that was 2. Oh my God, you're 1. I'm just I'm not going to make you all roll. You manage to, after about 24 hours, you manage to cut them free and bring them up.
I don't know about you, Darius, but I'm pretty hungry right now.
Well, I'm assuming you were resting in between that, and other people were working on it too. But it's sort of under your guidance.
Okay.
They're thrilled and happy to be saved. You bring them back to the colony, where to much rejoicing. Of course, people are sad because one person did get killed by the eel things.
Were we able to get their body at least?
Yes, you are able to recover their body. And in fact, the eels had abandoned it. It's like they seem to just stay on for a short period of time and then they leave. I would say you probably theorize that they fairly quickly realize the human blood doesn't do them much good.
Like chewing sand.
Yeah.
I do want to take that body though I do want to take samples of that body before we give it to the appropriate people.
Sure.
Recycle it.
So you've rescued your workers. You have discovered a huge cache of rhodium and lithium buried underground. And news of that, since you were doing research in the lab, kind of leaked out amongst the colony. And also once the other colonists get back, they start talking about it. Of course, the Belters are sure you're getting the impression that they want to be cut in on this, this find, especially since two of them actually found it. But we can leave that for our next session.
Okay.
I
do want to make sure that we put a bunch of cameras on these guys' return, so we have a bunch of media roll to send back out there to hopefully PR
rescued colonists.
Yeah,
that moment that you pull them out of the rubble.
Look, man, I remember watching Baby Jessica on TV as a kid, and it was a big thing. So I'm like, we can make a lot of PR off of this.
Yes. Well, I mean, do you actually film the part where they get pulled out with the pile?
Well, we have the camera footage from the suits and everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, absolutely. 100%.
Drone footage too. I'll get an action shot with the drone.
Yeah, and they're coming out of the hole and everything, and it's like, and then as they triumphantly walk back to camp,
you could do a 360 degree Michael Bay shot as they're coming up.
Right, and this is why on the back of our shirts we have our logo.
Right. So when you fall face down in the mud, wait. So as a little preview for next session, you're at the 3-month point. I was going to do the colony checks and stuff like that this time, but we'll do that beginning of next session. It's at the 3-month period. I said at 6 months there's going to be another supply ship coming in. About this time, your supply ship, what is it called? The Annapurna. ANNAPURNA, all one word. I'll let people look that up if they want to know what it means. It comes through, contacts you, says we've come through the gate, we've got your additional supplies, we'll be there in about 3 months. Then who generally monitors your satellite stuff? Okay, go ahead, give me a tech.
I'm
test,
definitely the big time communications guy. Let's do technology. It's an 11, but I do get a +1 because of the data pad for a 12 altogether.
Well, actually, you don't get a +1 for the data pad, but that's fine.
Well, never mind.
That's all right. Shortly after a few days after the resupply ship comes through, another ship comes through the gate, which Loki notices. That is not broadcasting a transponder, but we'll leave it there. We'll pick up there next time.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So you have a supply ship, other ship.
running a colony is dramatic.
Stuff going on everywhere.
Happens. I like it. It's a and like it's kind of cool because I'm finally getting to like my research question here and like getting into it, and then it's like, well, guess what? Surprise!
Any other thoughts for the evening before we wind it down, or any?
No, generally, I have a hard time trying to run anything that's just one location. I don't know why, but it's easier for me to move the ship or move the players around. But you're doing a killer job running one location, like John was saying, able to make so much happen just with one small colony. Great game, loving it so far.
Awesome.
No, strong stuff. Strong stuff.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot. I had the same problem actually. Like usually I like to jump around location to location. That makes it really easy. But yeah, I had to think about this a lot But think about Deep Space Nine. It's sort of Star Trek. It's sort of that sort of thing where the things are coming to you rather than you going to them generally, which in a way gives the game master a lot more control. In some ways.
Well, in this, I mean, that's the thing about like the planets beyond the rings is like where the aliens, where the new thing, the new kids on the block is living, and so
yeah,
we have to kind of hang tough here. But it's no, but I mean, quick joke, but like there's always like issues that come up because we're new, we've added to the environment, we're not like there normally. Stuff's getting curious about us as we're curious about it. So yeah, it's definitely a big. I like that.
Lots of mysteries to uncover.
Lots of mysteries.
All right, folks, I think we're wrapping up for the evening. Thank you all for watching, and we'll be back next week, same time.
Yes.